Hello everybody, my name's Atley. Welcome back to SnowRunner. Welcome back to my hard mode playthrough. We are in the Taiga in Big Salmon Peak. In the previous episode, I got all of the cabin deliveries done for all three factory contracts in Big Salmon Peak. So the cabins were delivered to the one I'm passing that's on my left at the moment, and the other two sites over near the cabin construction zone. So all three contracts are now in a state where they need their final deliveries making, which is main. In fact, actually, let's just activate that now. So I'm going to be doing, factory main needs 2 large pipes. I could have done that if I'd shown that menu. 2 large pipes. And in order to deliver those 2 large pipes, I need to deliver these 2 metal rolls down to the... Sorry, stick that in auto. Down to the steel fabrication factory. And then craft and pick up 2 large pipes. And I'll bring them back. There's the Western Star twin steer is down at that site already. I've left that there from the last delivery it did. And then... And that's a 4-slot cargo. And then I'll put the other pipe in the Taiga. And they can both bring... I won't bring them back in convoy because this particular twisty bit I'm on now is difficult to take large vehicles through on a tow rope. So I will drive them back as 2 trips, but we'll get those large pipes delivered as the first thing of this episode. And then the next one we will do is the fuel tank. And then finally we'll deliver the 2 large oil tanks on a trailer, which is the delivery I'm most looking forward to doing. Oh, my cargo's not packed. That's because I was unloading cabins. Let me just sort that out a sec. They need to be... I've just come around that corner and rolled the cargo to a point that it won't pack, I don't think. So I might have to manipulate them on the crane if they don't roll again. As long as they don't roll out. Alright, let's sort that cargo out before I do anything else. Probably need to move the twin steer as well so I can get my crane position. Back the cargo. Okay, cool. Right, so I need to get... So I can get them delivered. Kind of need to get the Taiga between the twin steer. But I doubt if I'm going to be able to maneuver it without moving the twin steer. So what I'll do, I'll get these 2 delivered. Cargo delivery. 2 metal rolls. That puts 8 in the crafting zone, and that allows me to then build large pipe 1, 2. Just being careful I don't do the wrong thing and craft metal beams or something, because that would be just like me. So we've now got 2 large pipes in stock, and we'll put the first of them on the loading platform. And then what I will do is detach this trailer and move the Taiga so that the Taiga's crane can put that pipe onto the twin steer, and then I'll move the trailer to the Taiga to get the other one loaded. These are quite big to lift with this blue crane. I'm not entirely confident that this will work. May end up having to bring down the force with the slightly larger crane. I think I had difficulties trying to move one of these large pipes with a blue crane in Alaska, if I remember rightly. So this may be a big crane job, but we'll give it a go. So I can physically lift it from a weight perspective. The question is, can I maneuver it? It's going to spin 180 because the crane arm is affecting it. Yeah, that should load. That should be fine. I just remember having a difficulty lifting one of these out of a stream in Alaska. It's coping at the moment. I'll do. Restore the crane. Kill my engine. And change into the twin steer. And then twin steer. Back to cargo. Twin steer's got enough fuel to do this. Taiga's got enough fuel. So I'm going to get this first one delivered. And then I can maneuver the blue trailer into the right position for the Taiga to load the next one into the blue trailer. Let's get this one delivered. It's quite cool, isn't it? I like that. Probably not going to be the screenshot of the episode. And as I said before when I've been driving this, for all of its faults, off-road tippiness being the main one, but on-road 4-slot deliveries, it's a pretty good truck. Probably makes sense if I do put it in all-wheel drive, because I've got some icy roads to negotiate. I don't want any slideys. Funny thing is, I'm using the steering wheel again now, and it's hard to imagine that I'd played this game for so long off on a mouse and keyboard. So it'll climb up this in high, it should do. So a couple of bits of exciting news to talk about while I'm driving. One of them, now at the time of recording this, my channel is at 499 subscribers. Now subscriber numbers do go up and down on average. Sometimes it'll go down 1 or 2 and then up 4 or 5. So on average I'm climbing in my numbers, which is brilliant. At 500 subscribers, feels like quite a momentous occasion. By the way, there's no fancy giveaways. I'm not making any money out of YouTube. There's not going to be any... yeah, this isn't a subscribe at 500 sub special, but I'm talking about it because it's from a YouTube perspective, it's a milestone. I still can't monetize, and I'm not sure about monetization anyway yet. The monetization is 1,000 subs, and you don't earn an awful lot at 1,000 subs out of YouTube. But one of the important things, 500 as a milestone, allows me to have like a community page where I can post. So if, as happened last Friday, I was in a position where I couldn't hit my publishing schedule, I could have done a post and tell people. So yeah, I don't exactly know how the community tab works, but at 500 subs, which hopefully by the time this goes live I will be at 500 subs, I'll have that option of a community tab. So yeah, 500 subs, brilliant. Thank you very much to each and every one of you. That's wonderful. Let's do this delivery. Large pipe, one of 2 delivered. I'm going to back this out because this is going to be quite a congested area if I don't. I've got to come in with a Taiga, and then I'll have to come in with 2 trailers. So 500 subs, a community page, and halfway to the 1,000 sub target of monetization if I choose to monetize. And then something about monetization that's quite funny. I was told by a couple other people the way the algorithm works. If you opt out of monetization, and I know some people do that, YouTube stops promoting your content. Monetization is a two-way thing. At the moment, if you guys see ads, YouTube get all of that money and I get none of it. Monetization allows me to elect whether or not there are ads. If I elect not, then obviously that means I don't get any money either. But it also means YouTube don't, because they don't serve ads. And the algorithm favors channels that allow them to monetize. So although I never started this from a sort of content growth, channel growth perspective, it's working well enough and I'm enjoying it, and I'm getting enough sort of the feedback loop of having people enjoy the content is encouraging me to keep making the content, and growth is part of that. Attach a trailer. I'm gonna have to move this. I won't be able to reach to load this while it's attached. I have to move the trailer to a position similar to where the White Western Star was, and then disconnect. That'll probably do. I think that'll probably do. Disconnect, and then swing around again to load it parallel to the loading platform. Maybe it could do being a bit further back, but it should be all right. I should be able to load that. And then the other exciting bit of news while I'm loading this one is I'm recording this on the 31st of August. And yesterday, the Phase 8 DLC went on to public test servers. So people are already posting content related to Phase 8. That I won't be doing that, just for awareness and completeness. I won't be doing that. I won't be looking at other people's content, but it does raise a question for me. Phase 8 is 4 large maps. Whether or not I should go there after Yukon while it's fresh and people are interested in it. So yeah, I'm contemplating that. And I know I talked about the same sort of thing when Phase 7 came out. But the difference there is I just didn't really fancy single map racing themed map. Just didn't, region DLC didn't appeal to me. And I will do it. I will continue this until I'm 100% complete, but I just didn't fancy altering my sort of phase season sequence for Tennessee, but I'm a little bit more tempted to do that for the Phase 8 DLC. I'm gonna lift that up a little bit for I didn't realise it was dragging. So there's a potential that I might end up, when Yukon is finished, which is quite a lot of work yet because I've got all the flooded foothills to do, when Yukon is finished, maybe divert to Phase 8 and sort of benefit from it being fresh content rather than at the moment doing content that everybody else has already finished. Just a thought that I'm just keeping you in the loop of what I'm mulling with that. Restore the crane. and position myself to take that. So I've seen, I've watched basically A Tribe Called Cars first sort of confirmation overview of what's involved. I know there's 2 tractors and a new step truck, a step pike, a 6-wheeler. Looks a little bit similar to the Taiga. Don't know exactly what capabilities it'll have yet. And then 2 agricultural tractors, because they've confirmed that there is ploughing and planting and harvesting of fields, which, keep an open mind, right? I haven't played it, so I can't really talk about it. I hope that they did a better job of implementing that than they did forklifts on this region, is the only thing I'll say on that, really. But it could be a bit of fun, and I might do that next. But I've still got a fair bit of work to do in Flooded Foothills. I'm not done with Yukon by a long stretch. Let's get this one delivered. So this will be factory main. Put this in high and see if we can cruise over the hill. Twin steer cruised over the hill in high, no problem. See if the Taiga can as well with a trailer on. Interested in anybody that is playing PTS. I'm not going to watch videos on it, but I am perfectly happy to hear people's thoughts in comments and so on. I'm not trying to avoid spoilers as such. I just don't want to watch other people's approach to doing it because it'll colour my own. But comments and suggestions from my own community of viewers is always going to be welcome. I'm not a no backseating channel by any stretch. Ooh. Like somebody will backseat me and say, why'd you drive into that big rock, mate? Weren't you even looking? The simple answer is no, I wasn't. Chunk of damage, but it didn't take out a tyre. Guess I've still got suspension. Would know otherwise. Trying to keep momentum in high, really. And it pulled over the hill in high, but it kept I kept the throttle more pinned than I would have done if I'd have come over the hill in low. So this is the final delivery of factory main block. I'm expecting a cutscene animation, and if I remember rightly, this one pays quite well. Factory main block. Cargo, deliver 1 pipe. Get ready. That looks cool. 26,000. Not as much money as I thought. Maybe the other one gives more. But still, not bad money. So factory main block. This is a vital stage in building the whole plant. Thanks to your persistence, we did the impossible. Here's your share. Now that is a chunk of experience at least, isn't it? I know it's not relevant to me because I'm max, but if you were coming here before some of the other regions, that's a big chunk of experience. Accept. And then I'm going to move this out of the way, but what are we going to do next? The one that requires, I think it might be sewage treatment facilities. Yeah, tank for the plant. This is the fuel carrier. And this one pays 20,000. Tank for the plant. So I'll move the Taiga out the way. Pretty sure there's no cargo on this side of the map. I suppose I could take the Sega to get metal rolls to take on to flooded foothills. So I won't move the Sega too far out of the way. In fact, I might put it... Now, I don't want to leave it here because I might need room to maneuver that big trailer. I nearly left it in the snowbank then, but no. I think I'll put it on this flattish bit of snow next to the twin steer. I might end up loading both of these up with metal rolls. So that's that. Now I need to go to the fuel trailer, which is a case of jump into the Thatcher Force, which I've pre-configured before starting recording to have the high saddle on it, and therefore is good to go for the 2 deliveries that need to be done. The Kodiak is, you're going to see it just coming in into view on the left behind this shed. I took it and filled it up at the A-Star from the garage just so that I had fuel on this side. And one of the reasons for doing that is that I refilled all of the fuel add-ons on the Ford and went down and pre-organised getting 500 litres exactly back on that trailer that we're about to move. Turned out that the Ford's main fuel tank of 140 litres was exactly what was needed to get that trailer full up. Put it in all-wheel drive, put it in high. Oh, actually this one goes over here in 5th, no problem. Lights on, starting to come into dark. This means I'm going to be moving that massive trailer in the dark. I'm not overly happy about that. I don't really want to move that in the dark, just because it'll look better in the daylight. I'll be able to see it, but will you? Right, that's the trailer that we got to deliver. Thank you very much for the 4,500 litres of fuel that I have appropriated. Very much appreciated. Can you imagine how difficult hard mode would be if you had to deliver task or mission related trailers 100% full, or deliver them in the same state that you found them? So if they're full when you find them, you have to deliver them full. And if you had to buy all of your fuel, pretty sure there wouldn't be enough money flowing in the save to do that. Or you'd have to do it without owning so many trucks. You'd be forced to sell more trucks. Have I gone back far enough? Right. Attach the trailer. And I know, but I'm going to just show you. That's got 500 litres in it, exactly 10%. So let's get this. Delivered. And this is for the sewage treatment plant. I'm just going to stick this in low, high, So I've got the option of chucking a diff lock on it quickly if it needs it for this slippy road, because this is quite an icy road. But I might as well just put the diff lock on now. Yeah, you saw it get slightly faster when the diff lock went on, so it was slipping. Quite a steep climb, isn't it? Diff lock roll. Whack it into auto now. I'll cruise the rest of the way in fifth, no doubt. This is a much needed influx of cash as well, because I stripped, for this truck, I stripped the engine, winch and gearbox out of the S05E21, and I want to replace them, but it is quite costly to do. About 60,000, 55, 60,000, something like that. So handing these in will hopefully, I've still got 2 forklifts to sell, and I think I will sell them. A little bit muddy on the entrance there. And this is just a straight drive into the box and it'll deliver, and we'll hopefully have another cutscene and 20,000 richer. But it's pitch black, so you can't see the cutscene. Bit disappointing, but what can I do? Factory sewage treatment facilities. 20,000 reward. To be honest, we doubted it would work, but you showed us it's really people like you who keep this place together. Wow. High praise indeed. Thank you very much for that. I can turn the engine off. And then the final factory one is... well, so there is a mission that I can't do yet, which is locked behind these 3 factories. So that one called Final Check will become available after we do this, which is the last of the factory contracts. Reservoirs. That's another 20,000. 21,000. Ice saddle, oil tank, semi-trailer. Start tracking it. Now this one is the big double tank trailer over near the warehouse that I found early on when I was exploring, and I couldn't work out what that trailer was. Thanks to comments, I did know. But it is pitch dark. Now, I thought while I was driving, I contemplated the idea of going and doing something else until it was daylight. But unfortunately, that might mess up the timeline of the episode too much for me to be able to cope. Because I don't know that this is going to be a smooth delivery. I don't want to just idle until it's daylight, because that's going to be like half an hour real time. I don't want to go off and do logging, because if I tip a logging trailer over or something, I haven't even bought a logging trailer. So I'm going to persevere and just do this in the dark, because it's hard mode, and that's what hard mode is about. I've got plenty of fuel because I've got my roof rack full. as well. My main fuel tank isn't bad anyway, but that rock doing right in the middle of the road. I've left it in the middle of the road. I have to be careful of that when I come back. So I think this trailer, I have no idea what its mass statistics are like, but I think this trailer that we're going to get now is easily the biggest trailer I've moved in the game so far on my playthrough. From a physical dimensions perspective. Probably could have hauled it without a problem with a Tatra Phoenix. But looking at the trailer is one of the reasons that I thought I wouldn't mind doing a special expedition to get a Tatra Force. And the big icy hill that I've got to pull it up is a factor in why I wanted the Force rather than buying a Kolob. Because I've got chains options on the Force. Here, isn't it? Whack it in high for the off-road bit. Not entirely sure which branch to take here on the map. Let me just have a quick look. I think this will be the route out, so I may as well take the same route in. So the route out is exactly retracing my steps. Although I saw the trailer when I was scouting, I didn't scout the routes. So if this is my candidate route out, I want to make sure there's nothing too nasty on it. Like those rocks. That's a big trailer. That is a big trailer. Wow. Pin over the fifth wheel, handbrake on, engine off, attach it. So it came down a fair bit. I know that the saddle on the Kolobs does ride higher, so for a trailer this massive there is an advantage to the Kolobs, but I'm hoping that this will be able to pull it and those rocks won't cause me a problem. It looks like quite a narrow body. Tell you what, I'm going to leave this truck sat like this. I'm going to continue the recording. And then I'm going to time lapse it until it's daylight. So we're going to role play that my driver is going to have a sleep in the back of his cab. And we'll drive this in the daylight because I think it'll make better viewing. So if you'll indulge me, I will just do a time lapse from there until it's morning. Driver can get his head down, well-deserved rest. He's been busy. Right, sky is lightening enough. My driver's woke up. I think it's fine for us to make a move. What time is it? It is almost 6 AM, so it's almost officially morning. My driver, wake up. He left the lights on. Hope his battery's not flat. Silly driver. So yeah, hope you didn't mind that. Just I'd rather deliver this in a little bit of daylight, partly for the cutscene, partly for the ease of driving it. And let's face it, if this was a real world, you wouldn't pick up a trailer like that and then drive off into snowy, muddy paths with it in pitch dark solo. You would drive this in the daylight, wouldn't you? So I am going to make a start on this delivery. I think that's the first time I've done that in this series. I think it makes more sense to put this into diff lock mode, low, high, and crawl out, rather than trying to do it in auto. Try and pick a route that doesn't straddle too many of these rocks. Hope this trailer behaves. If this trailer tips over, I have no idea how on earth I will get it back up, because it looks to me like it's going to be way too big to put on a crane. Any size of crane. So I'm hoping the trailer behaves itself. And that I'm not picking a silly route. Low, middle. Got me moving a little bit quicker there. Low, high might have been too much for it on that bit. Skim this rock to try and stay wide on this bend. And then head to the other side of the bend. There's a little bit of a camber there. I don't really want to get the trailer over that. I'm confident I can pick a line that works for the truck. I just don't really want to pick a line that gets the trailer into a too dangerous a situation. I don't want the trailer tipping me over. Yeah, I know it is still dark, but I'm hoping that this is good enough. There's a big tree right there. That's the one I was aiming for. Bit of winch help over this rock. Once we get out onto the road, I think it's a fairly safe delivery. I hope it's a fairly safe delivery. Go a little bit wide so the trailer can hopefully avoid this rock that's on my left from this viewing angle. Be conscious of what I'm driving into, but there's plenty of clear space ahead of me. So try and keep it straight for now. Turn in, yeah, okay. Didn't quite turn in quickly enough. Road is in sight. Pretty impressive, isn't it? As a payload. and wide enough to get past that power pole. I think that's me looking the wrong way and steering in the wrong direction. Steering the way my eyes said rather than the way that steering wheel would have worked. Right, okay, so I think I'll leave this in crawler gear. Trouble is, he's going to complain about the diff. And I'll leave it in low anyway, so I've got quick access to diff when I need it. I'm pretty sure this trailer justifies coming over the hill. Indulge me a moment, I want a photo of that. Great photo opportunity. So yeah, pretty sure this trailer justifies using crawler gear all the way, really. It's got me past that Armco barrier, swing to the other side. And then hug the outside of the next bend. I am going to put myself back in diff lock now. Get some traction. The other side of it looking good. Yeah, it is. Right, so the brow of this hill might be a problem because this is quite a brow. The brow of this hill might be a problem for the legs on the trailer. There's a risk of bellying out on this, I think. Yeah, that's what's just happened. So you can see the rear wheels, rearmost wheels of the trailer are off the road now. And the rear wheels of my truck are drifting off the road as well. But since it's in low, I'm just gonna see if a winch off the trailer to that power pole, if my winch is strong enough to give me a bit of a kind of bullying those legs. It doesn't look right, obviously, but that's the road they've given me. I'm bouncing this thing along. That's not right, is it? Has that worked? Have I got the legs free? But if you look at it, the rear wheels of that trailer are just suspended in the air. That's funny. Okay, I'm going to call that a win. Stick it in auto. Don't go too tight to the corner. Not bad though. It's that rock I mentioned on the way up. Make sure the truck avoids it, and then the trailer will probably just ride over it and not care. And then nice wide turn into the yard entrance. We're here. Eyes everywhere, isn't it? Trying to make sure you're not clipping anything on a trailer this big. A little bit of camera jankiness unavoidable. Sorry about that. And here we go. Oh, I didn't read it. I tried to kill the engine and it closed the dialogue. Yeah, sorry about that, but I got 20-something thousand for that. That is a pretty neat outcome. And then what that will have done on the map real quick, I think, is that has allowed me to get this one unlocked, which is using the other cat, which I haven't yet unlocked actually, but using the other cat, bring the 2 heavy rock trailers to this place. So it's not the last time we'll be in here. And we've also got logging to do, which I haven't yet activated. Stocking up, looking after your own, and destination sawmill. So we've got stuff to do in this region still, but that's most of the Big Salmon Peak content done. There's one contest left to do, which I think I'll try with the Ford. And there's one more task to do, which is to deliver that trailer, which I can just about see, but you might not be able to see it, but it's right where I've just marked it. Service trailer, the 3 POIs up in this northwest corner of the map. But that is going to be for next episode. I am going to call this one. I'm not sure how long this will be, because I don't think there'll be much that I'll time lapse other than passing the night. I think most of the driving will be in real time for this. So I will leave this one here, get it edited, put this live, and hopefully you've enjoyed the finished outcome. And I'm pretty sure by the time you see this one, this is scheduled to go live on Friday, which is 2 days away for me. So hopefully we'll be at 500 subs by then. But yeah, subs do go up and down, so who knows. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. I will leave this here and get ready for the next one. Hope to see you in the next episode. In the meantime, thanks and goodbye.